Hey guys, how's it going? My name's the Breph and welcome back to the channel. You are here watching episode 3 of Goaly-Poly, my new series where I aim to take my favourite club, Wycombe Wanderers, on a plebish and bungling journey up the leagues of English football and hopefully all the way to Champions League glory. As you know, I'm working on setting up a new system where I can stream gameplay footage, but we're not quite there yet, so we're still doing recordings and commentary over the top. Where are we now? Well, last time out we managed to take a spectacular 4 points out of a potential 6 in the league and beat a very tough away day to Newport County in the first round of the Carabao Cup. The tough matches in the league continue as we face a back-to-back run in the league against Stockport County and Wrexham. Sandwiched in between that though, we have our second round tie in the Carabao Cup against Bristol City of the Championship. We've been given a horrifically tough run. Now I know there are no easy games in League One. Every single game is a must win, especially if you want to get out of the division. But as a club, we don't have the resources, the facilities, the money to compete with the likes of Wrexham, Birmingham City. Hell, even Stockport have a better financial position than we do. And they're our first opposition against a very menacing looking Stockport County where, when I inspected their likely lineup, I made a bit of a revelation. That's slightly annoying. So let's have a look at the formation they're playing. They are good at tackling and their goalkeepers are good in the air, but they can't handle the ball and they tend to not have a real good direction. Tyler Blackett, the former Manchester United man, is at Stockport and he has some stats we need to be careful of, especially from corners. Who else have they got? 6'3". They've got a couple of 6'3" centre backs as well. That's potentially not good. Oliver Norwood, he's also an ex-United man. Bit old, but the star. This is not going to be an easy game. Nick Powell as well. I think this is just Stockport County is just a Man United reject club. This is not going to be an easy game. We're going to dominate them in the midfield here because we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have someone there marking Powell. But these two attackers. One's a pressing, one's a target. These guys are going to cause chaos. And that assumption turned out to be absolutely correct. Those two strikers were going to be a handful. And as we kicked off the game, it didn't take me long to realise just how much of a handful they were going to be. Let's kick off Stockport County against Wycombe Wanderers. Oh, it's good. That's a tackle from Simmons. Joe Lowe picks up the ball. This is good. Harvey, Stewart, Humphreys. He's played through. Bradley with an excellent tackle. Powell's taking him on. It's 1-0 to Stockport. Going a goal down inside the first 2 minutes is a horrible experience, but it happens. It's football. The important thing was that I didn't panic. And I didn't give in to the temptation to change things straight away. I had to let my boys settle into the tough game, except that didn't quite go as easily as I'd hoped. I'm not going to panic at 1-0. I'm not going to panic because Stockport have a great team. They've got better individuals than us. We do look like we're panicking slightly. We are panicking quite a lot. Oh dear. Look at this. The header is out as far as Noyle. Chest control. Knocks it down. Ball's in. One touch turn. Puts it in the back of the net. At 2-0 down, it was really tempting to make changes, but we hadn't settled into the game yet, and I know the quality that I have in this team. It's just a case of letting them gel and settle into a very tough fixture. That turned out to be a decision I would not regret, as not too long later, this happened. That's a foul. Surely, no, it's not given. Tyler Blackett pings that ball into Horsfall. It's back to Blackett. The ball is in. It's claimed by Shamal George. Excellent decision making from the Wycombe Wanderers goalkeeper. George punts it long. Richard Kone's through off the shoulder. Richard Kone! Shamal George with the assist. That is unbelievable play. As the Stockport County defence just go to sleep. Pye lets it go through. Richard Kone picks it up, finds the top left corner. What a way to get Wycombe Wanderers back in this match. That is the flash of brilliance from this team that I know they possess. It's positive signs, but the pattern of the game didn't change, and the rest of the highlights, well, they look like this. It's something I need to think about, but 2-1 against Stockport 15 minutes in, and do you know what? This is a good... Oh, Bradley's just gone to sleep, and that's 3-1. That is 3-1. Hamilton, that ball there. Bradley just outplayed by Nick Powell, who finds the back of the net nicely. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try this. Instead of wide centre-backs, let's have you as ball-playing centre-backs. Just see if we can get you to stay slightly wider. No, let's not do that yet. We need to see how they play first. Ball-playing centre-backs with a central defender on cover. Let's just watch. Let's watch. Hopefully, that sits them slightly narrower than they do on wide. I don't know. I want to trust my tactic, but it looks... Look, creativity is not the problem with this tactic. We've got options going forward. That has to be a penalty. Surely a yellow card. That was an awful challenge. No card, though. It's Lowry. He scores. Alex Lowry for Wycombe Wanderers puts the ball in the back of the net. Great penalty. Look at that. Straight into the bottom corner. Keeper's gone the wrong way. And all of a sudden, 3-2 after 20 minutes. It's anyone's game. This is tense. Great block by Joe Lowe. That's why we've got him. Tell Westergaard to mark Nick Powell. Fine. He is my anchor. He should be doing that. I should have had him marking their attacking midfielder this game. They want me to remove getting stuck in. I think that's part of the tactic. We have to get stuck in. We've got to win. We can't just sit back. We've got to get in there. Noyle with a great touch. Balls across. Powell, Cosgrove. That's far too easy. I need to add Norwood. The ball over to Noyle is fine. This here, Powell, 1-2. It's Joe Lowe? Joe Lowe's fallen asleep at the back. I don't know what to do. I'm actually stumped. Actually, no, I've got an idea. I have got an idea. Let's bring these guys. This is going to be really dodgy. I'm sacrificing all the wing. This triangle here, I like. This playmaker here is... Alex Lowry's doing a great job. Let's stick them on wing backs. Wing back duty. Yeah. Dan Harvey, wing back defend. Take fewer risks. Let's get our wing backs on defend. Just sit further down the pitch. There's nothing else I can do unless I change into the 4-4-2 and go for the highly defensive structure of it. That ball is deadly. That is a gorgeous ball. Everyone's happy with the fact that I've told them off. They have been... I mean, Richard Kone is the only one having a sort of green game. They've been awful. Right, so tactically, I'm thinking we switch to the 4-4-2 for this one. Which means I'm talking about bringing Sam Vokes on for Alex Lowry. I'm looking at Finn back at right back, which is fine. He's happy enough with that. Joe Lowe on the right, Sonny Bradley on the left, Dan Harvey also on the left there. Simmons and Humphreys can stay where they are, so we're looking at Stewart and Westergaard. I'm going to bring these fullbacks on to defend because we're 2-0 down, so that we need more defence. We're looking at bringing them on defend. The wingers can be on support. These two can be on support. And obviously Sam Vokes, Richard Kone combination. So on the left... No, sorry, on the right wing, Fred Onyedinma. On the left wing, on the left wing I'm going to put Berry. That's 3 changes at half time. That gives us 2 changes left throughout the match. We've got Jack Grimmer who can come on for Dan Harvey if he needs to. He probably will be my next change. And other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else I can do. I do not know what else I can do. Give a couple of individual instructions, I think. Tell Joe Lowe to calm down. Keep calm because he's in danger of being booked. Go individuals. Joe Lowe. You need to calm down. Let's just point finger. You need to calm down. I've told him off. He knows what he has to do. Second half has to be better, boys. Second half has to be better. Onyedinma's on. James Berry's on. We switch to a 4-4-2. Immediately we win a free kick. I like that. Cameron Humphreys does nothing with the free kick, apparently. Doesn't even get to take it. Blackett to Pie. Do you know what? Screw the comprehensive highlights. Key highlights only. And they've scored again. It's 5-2. It's 5-2. Richard, Sam Vokes, what a tackle. Fred Onyedinma's on the right. He's taking on the player. He's taking man on. The ball's into Richard. Kone scores! 5-3. This game isn't over yet, actually. These boys have spirit, but my word, it's not. It's not good. Being 5-3 down is not good. Oh, that was so nearly saved. So nearly saved by the keeper. Nick Powell. Great save by Shamal George. There's still time in this game for these boys. The Wrexham score will help us. Right, the wings are absolutely fine. Cameron Humphreys is looking like he's going to drop dead. So's Dan Harvey. Right. House Finn back, playing at left back. Competent. We'll swap him like that then. Cameron Humphreys is looking like he's going to die. Sonny Bradley's looking like he's about to drop dead. Taylor Clark. The passing's not great. He's probably not the man for this one, but Gareth McCleary can't play centre mid, so yeah, we're looking at Taylor Clark for Cameron Humphreys. And I think it's back to the drawing board with the tactic. Oh, don't do it, ref. Don't let him have another. 5-3 is at least complimentary in some way. Don't give him 6. Look at the time, ref. Look at the clock. How's he been allowed to do this? Oh. We have been utterly exposed. Utterly exposed. Richard Kone and Fred Onyedinma together. That is a lethal combination. Maybe we need to switch to like a 4-3-3 with the double Metzalas, double Carriellos, Carrieros. I don't know. This game has frazzled my brain. 50-50 on possession is good. 85 pass% completion I'm happy with. 12 fouls less happy about. Only getting 3 corners not happy about. Well done on outperforming our XG. But look at the amount of space and time we gave them. They scored 5 goals from 11 shots on target. They played well and we just didn't. And that is the simple truth of the matter. They played well and we just didn't. But one thing had become clear after these games. My idea for a tactic was brilliant going forward, but defensively, we had no chance against any of the teams who played with more than one attacker. Which, when I spent a bit of time reviewing the League One tactics, was most of the teams around us. Sure, we'd have been able to put the ball in the back of the net 2, 3, 4 times a game, but there was every chance that against some of the better opposition, we were going to let 5 or 6 in every game, and that was just not a risk that I could take. Everyone around us is expecting us to get into the playoffs, and with that sort of defensive form, it would just ruin our chances. And after just 3 league games, I was already worried about our chances of going up and whether or not it was the right thing to aim for this season. But I quickly snapped myself out of that. We are already an established League One side. Long gone are the days where Wycombe Wanderers would bounce between League One and League Two. We are firmly in League One. And that little taste, that one season in the Championship was enough to whet my appetite and know that that's where this club deserves to be. That's where this club needs to be. Which caused me to panic, as I immediately went back to the drawing board and was tinkering with various different tactics. If I was smart, I'd have turned the recording off and taken my time to develop a tactic that worked well for the group of players that I've got. I realise now that this isn't a team, this isn't a club at this point in time where I can just come in and go, do the job. This is how I play football, you play that football. If we're going to get up this season, we're going to need to make money, which means we need to do well in the FA Cup, we need to try and do well in the Carabao Cup, and most importantly, we need to be hitting that playoff target, if not pushing for automatic promotion. But I didn't turn the recording off. I just worked on the tactic and it didn't end up the way that I like. I will fix it off of recording for the next time. But for the next couple of games, we're playing a very different style. I call this tactic I pussied out and went normal because that's exactly how it feels to me. It's a 4-2-3-1, it's standard and it feels dirty, but I need a solid formation to work with to at least get us through the next couple of games. We need results. If I can set up in a way that means that we can snipe a point or by some miracle all 3 points from Wrexham in the league, will be in a much stronger position. That's my immediate focus, and I can go back to the drawing board later to really build a tactic around the team I've got. But in building that tactic, I realised the weaknesses of our squad. I'd brought people in to fit a 3 at the back, and now we were swapping to a 4. We suddenly realised we didn't have enough wingers, out and out wingers, and we certainly don't have enough fullbacks. Now, regardless of what tinkering I do, fullbacks and wingers are going to be the core of this formation. And at this point I started to sweat. I realised my inexperience, my lack of doing long-term saves. I've spent a decade messing around in Football Manager. I've never done anything like this where I've actually got to try and build up a club from scratch, and I know, I felt it, I'm out of my depth. And that is reflected in what I did next, because just like that bald nonce, I'm panicking. I can't realistically bring anyone else in on loan. I've already overcommitted to the number of centre-backs, and I'm going to have to rotate them so often. To try and keep squad morale up, I've had to drop Joe Low to the bench, because although I really want to start him so he gets more minutes and develops better as a player, because I know it can, I've got 4 centre-backs who all expect to be regular starters or above. And they're in on loan. So I can't bring in loans. I'm looking at free transfers. I've got no money in the bank. Playing inverted wingers is great. It allows me to start Fred Onyedinma, one of our most, if not our most creative player. But I'm missing a group of left-footed right wingers. Now I've got Kelly Caprani, but that's it. And I lost sight of what I needed. I didn't need players for the future, although they do help. They give us an option to make a bit more money. I need players for now. At right back, I signed a Welsh international, former Welsh international. He's in for the season. He's in his 30s. He provides experience and leadership, and really that's the signing I should have gone for. But on the wings, I collapsed that mentality. I got sucked in by the prospect of 2 talented young wingers, and I signed both of them. And you might be wondering why that's such a bad thing. Well, it's because I am not getting offers. I can't shift people from this club. No one's coming in for them, which means players on the transfer list like Josh Scowen and Jack Young, they're staying at the club because nobody wants them, and I can't justify the financial expense for terminating their contracts. For shifting players and getting in some money, transfer deadline day is going to be my best friend. However, we've got a hurdle to jump before we even get there. In fact, we've got 2. First up is our game against Wrexham. Here we are at Adams Park for arguably the biggest game of the season so far, as newly promoted Wrexham take on established side Wycombe Wanderers, who are in the middle of a massive rebuild looking for promotion. They're not far off under their new manager. Jay Rodriguez to kick us off, and Wrexham have the ball. McLean, O'Connor, Boyle, Dobson, back to Scar, searching ball, Shamal George picks it up. Lowry to take this corner. The ball is in, it's not a great corner. Stewart out to Lowry though, he's got a chance here to do something else. Haggleskjar finds Lowry again, Caprani, Simmons out wide to Finn back, who's going to get the cross in maybe, he takes the ball in, Lowry! What a lovely bit of play. Oh, and Wycombe Wanderers take the lead at home against Wrexham. Caprani finds Simmons, look at this. Lovely football, Finn back, completely unmarked, takes 2. Oh, that's a deft little finish from Alex Lowry. Whew. Wycombe Wanderers are up into what position in the table? They're up into 7th. Leapfrogging Wrexham at the minute. Great save by Shamal George, and Caprani heads that out. It's still in play. Intercepted by Lowry, but it's back to Lee. As Wrexham look to build here, they play a dangerous ball. Jay Rodriguez with an absolutely sublime finish to equalise. The man with Premier League experience at 34 is showing why they've got him. He was a good player back in the day, and he's still showing that quality. They say form is temporary, but class is permanent. And Jay Rodriguez, well, he seems to have that class. That is an excellent finish. Possibly the keeper should be doing better there, but at this level, I don't think you're going to get a goalkeeper that will do much better. Haggleskjar to Onyedinma. Haggleskjar with a deep cross. Caprani's there, just can't quite get to it, but it comes to Grimmer, who finds his own cross in. It's Richard Kone for his 5th goal of the season. Gets above the defenders and bags himself another headed goal. Look at this play. Caprani just can't quite get past Rathbone, but Grimmer has his head up, looks into the box, floated a peach of a cross. Richard Kone is absolutely dominating. And now it's time to go slightly more defensive with it. But everyone stays in the positions which they are in. Who's coming on? Right, Alex Lowry for James Berry. Let's get Gareth McCleary on for... Actually, Kelly Caprani's having a really good game. Not doing an awful lot, but he's not stood out for looking any poorer than anyone else on the team. I'm going to let him play the full 90. There we go. Our final few changes. James Berry on, Gareth McCleary on, and if I'm correct in thinking, we've only got one sub. We've got one sub left. We have got one sub left. It might be Joe Lowe coming on for Stewart, actually. Get a bit more height in the back there. Let's get his training right. He is a ball-playing defender on defend. Let's go. 5 minutes to go. Can we lock this win down? Everyone is on defend, but Morrison has a long throw, and it is a long throw. Caprani doing some closing down. Bolton's injured. James. Rathbone. Oh, what a save from Shamal George. Let's get this onto balanced. Actually, fuck it. Let's go defensive. The ball's in. Shamal George punches it clear only as far as Lee. If Wrexham score now, there is nothing that can be done. Jack Grimmer's not even on the pitch anymore. Did he go off for an injury? Or has he just decided game's over? Oh no, he's back on now. Must have gone off for treatment. It's a searching ball. 6 minutes. Wycombe have to hold on for 6 minutes. Great tackle from Lowe. That's what he's good at. Can they hold on, this Wycombe team? Morrison with the long throw. The cross comes in. It's dealt with by Joe Lowe. Richard Kone picks the ball up and is driving forward. The creativity that man has. Into the last 2 and a bit minutes. Can Wycombe knock the ball around for 2 minutes? It sounds like a lot to ask for. It is a lot to ask for. Lovely 1-2 play. James Berry picks the ball up. Jack Grimmer, is he going to put another peach of a cross on for Kone? The cross is there. It is for Kone and it's a corner. With 2 minutes to go. Will there be some time wasting? From Jack Grimmer. Oh, I love to see it. I love to see this. Keep the pressure on. Let's get that ball back. Let's get that ball back, boys. There's a minute and a bit to go. And I do not want to throw the kitchen sink at getting a result. Kelly Caprani, that could be bad. Okay. Alright. I was a bit worried he'd come in from behind there. That's a quick one. It's gone all the way. You have to think this is it. Palmer. Morrison. The referee looks at his watch and it's all over. Wycombe have beaten Wrexham 2-1 at Adams Park. I cannot tell you how much of a fantastic result that has turned out to be. You could immediately see there that Jay Rodriguez on 15 grand a week vastly outwages anyone on my team. He's got calibre for this league that you just don't see very often. It's one of those players that only Wrexham could sign in League One. And against that team that they've built to be purposefully so unbelievably strong, they're looking for a championship push. And we've been able to take 3 points out of them. And it seemed like that new formation actually has done quite well. They look solid. They're knocking the ball around. Defensively, they look much stronger because that Wrexham attack is so much better than the Stockport one. But it's time for me to rest my first team because I've got one more match left to try and get a result. It's going to be tough. I knew that from the off. We are facing Championship mid-runners, Bristol City, in the second round of the Carabao Cup. Now, I really want to get a good result out of this game. If we can keep a cup run going, it's just more money for the club. But we have met our target of getting through the first round. The board, the fans, they're happy. If we get knocked out, is it the end of the world? Probably not. We can focus more on the league and, more importantly, on trying to get an FA Cup run going. Because that is going to be where the real money lies. But before we can worry about planning for the future, we have to know whether or not we get through the next round of the Cup. It's going to be my second team that play this game, and we're playing Bristol City away. I might need to not do that. Scott is probably going to come off sooner rather than later, maybe at half time. Probably at half time. He is looking a little bit worse for wear. Twine, Mehmeti, Sykes, Ward with a brilliant crunching tackle. Mehmeti can't score against his old club. And Wycombe are quite grateful for that. I know I am. It would be such a coup if I could get Anis Mehmeti back in this side. Twine, Pring. 1-0. Cautious just doesn't suit this team, I'm sorry. We're inviting too much pressure. Balanced at the very least. Scott Twine with an excellent assist there to Pring. It's 1-0. No one's expecting Wycombe to win this game. Let's shout some words of encouragement to everyone. This is our second team. Corner to Bristol City. Anis Mehmeti to take. Back to Mehmeti. Ball is wide across. It's Tanner. Whew. Another corner. Anis Mehmeti. Finds Knight. Mehmeti. Sykes. Great save by Will Norris. Under the cosh is an understatement. Mehmeti. Knight. Leahy to Ward. That is punted clear. Wycombe Wanderers have a game to play. Bird. Pring. Knight. Intercepted and sent long to Berrily. Labala to run. Labala is running at the defence here. He's been taken down. It's a free kick to Wycombe. Nothing comes of it. 13 minutes in. It's 1-0. Norris with a great save. Labala picks the ball up, immediately looks to run and runs straight into the defender. That's not what he would have wanted to see. Mehmeti over the top to Sam Bell. It's too easy. Next time out. Roberts throws it to Knight. Knight finds McNally. Guane. Bell on the ball. Plays it through to Knight. That's a good ball. The ball's across to Harry Cornick, who taps it in for 3. And you have to believe that that will be that for Wycombe Wanderers. They will be crashing out of the Carabao Cup in the second round. The question is, can they disrupt Bristol City's clean sheet? Or is it going to get a whole lot worse for the Chairboys? Knight, Mehmeti, McCleary picks up the ball and he's running with it down that right hand side. Plays it into space, but Sam Vokes just not quite quick enough to pick it up. Intercepted. It's back to Vokes, who lays it off for Scowen, who's back to Vokes. Round the corner, Tormey. It's a corner. That was nice. McCleary with the corner. The ball is in towards Bradley off the post. Oh, that was close. That was unbelievably close. Oh, I can't believe it. This is the golfing quality between us and the Championship sides is scary. But these boys should be proud. They should be proud. They've given it a damn good go against championship opposition. They've left everything out on that pitch. Bradley to Harvey, Leahy. Could there be one more chance for Wycombe Wanderers to try and get something? Tormey takes him on, plays it to Vokes, finds McCleary. Gareth McCleary has scored the goal. It's 3-1. Better late than never. And the Wycombe Wanderers old guard linker. This is great play from Tormey, the new signing. The old man Vokes finds the old man McCleary, the veterans of the side. And that is the net. No clean sheet for Bristol City. A 2-goal loss for Wycombe Wanderers. Those boys should be proud of how they played in that second half. And you know what? I couldn't agree with myself more. Those boys should be proud of how they performed in that second half. Bristol City, it was so clear to see, are such a better side than this Wycombe squad, this developing Wycombe squad, with a manager at the reins who really doesn't have a clue what he's doing. The new signings came in and did a decent job, actually did quite a good job. Tormey having an excellent part in that goal to ruin Bristol City clean sheet hopes. And yes, our Carabao Cup run comes to an end in the second round, but I still think the boys should be proud. I mean, I purposefully put out my second team, my weakest 11 you could say, against just such a quality team that we were facing. And those boys stood tall, they kept their heads up, they fought right to the end. And actually, all things considered, I think it's a performance that they should be proud of. And that's where I'm going to leave this video for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Join me in the next one. We're going to hit transfer deadline day. And I'm hoping, with my fingers are crossed, so unbelievably crossed, that in doing that, we're going to be able to bag ourselves a few sales and a few signings to just really bolster the squad for good money. So join me for that one. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. And I look forward to seeing all of you and hopefully some more in the next one.